Welcome back, still to come, tomorrow, next week, next year.
Just keep it cool.
ここから出てください。屋上に少々問題があるようです。
It's fair to say that the launch of the original Kane and Lynch was just a little bit controversial.
I don't have to listen to your
Not because it was bloody and gory and starred two morally bankrupt heroes, which it did, but because of the heavy-handed attempts by its publishers to control media reaction. Somehow it got nominated for Game of the Year in the supposedly prestigious BAFTA Games Awards, even though it hadn't even been released at that time. Let me see, how could that have happened?
I might have my issues, but I know what you did.
And then there was the GameSpot farrago, where they fired one of their editors for scoring it 6 out of 10. Why would GameSpot do that?
I've seen the pain you've caused, you traitor.
Yes, money talks in the games industry, but despite all these efforts, the game still quite rightly tanked.
Fine. Just need to get out to the car. We're almost there.
The weapons didn't work, nor did the cover system. Difficulty was random, and there was no online co-op. Shall we go on? Perfect for a sequel, then. Yep. Yes, unbelievably, one of the most hated games of the decade is back.
Kane, if they don't kill you soon...
He's got a gun!
Then I will.
Receiving the feedback from the last game wasn't very nice, of course. It was a big blow for us. We're not used to getting these kind of reviews. It was clear to us that we needed to make some professional decisions on many different levels. I think Kane and Lynch 1 had like 2 games inside of it, like a military shooter with commanding squads and rappelling, and then a crime shooter. I think we were at that crossroad that we needed to choose.
We've seen the first 20 minutes of the game, a dizzying, intense running shootout through the back streets of Shanghai.
Of course it had to be Shanghai. Shanghai is the coolest city in the world. It's so diverse and it's filled with contrast. It's big shiny skyscrapers just next to almost war zone-like old ruins. It's just a mix of everything. It's the most urban place you can be, I think. Plus, it's a very good place to hide if you're wanted by the entire Western Hemisphere. Lynch, he's living in Shanghai, he's living the good life, he's got a girlfriend. He's working as a henchman for a guy called Mr. Glazer. He's like the boss of these European crooks that live in Shanghai because they couldn't hack it in Europe. They just landed themselves a big arms deal. Lynch gets that brilliant idea of calling in Kane for help.
My old friend Kane flies in tomorrow.
And of course, he should never have done that, because once these two guys get together, it's a very explosive cocktail.
One feature sure to split audiences is the unique visual style. Graphics have been intentionally downgraded to look YouTubey, to look, you know, real.
The word real in terms of this game means trying to tap into what people perceive as real when they use media these days. I think everywhere you look, it's about user-generated content. That's where we are now in the world, right? So it's trying to create a feeling, you can say, that taps into that recognizability.
I don't know if it will kind of put people off or whether it will kind of help people immerse themselves into it, because the whole point of YouTube and the whole citizen journalism thing is to just kind of put power to, you know, the ordinary person. And I think if you can kind of make a link between that and a computer game, I think that kind of brings a bit more of an immersion, a sense of immersion into the game.
Crikey, I thought he'd never finish. Anyway, it's early days yet, but the first signs are good for Dog Days. CES 2010 wasn't just about Sony and Microsoft. Everyone had a game there, somewhere.
2, 1.
Disney Interactive showed Split Second. Watch out, Need for Speed. Mass Effect 2 rocked the show floor. Splinter Cell Convictions multiplayer was to be found on the Dolby stand. No official announcement was made, but it seems likely that Conviction will feature Dolby's new Axon technology. Axon's used to make online in-game voice chat between players more natural by being location and environment specific, demonstrated here.
Prior to Dolby Axon, voice chat was pretty one-dimensional. I move to your left, or to your right, but my voice stays put. It doesn't follow my character. Dolby Axon introduces a whole new dimension to gameplay. It maps voices to the actual game environment in real time. Now, when I move away from you, my voice gets softer.
Elsewhere, legions were signing up for the beta of LEGO Universe. Yes, a LEGO MMO. The first gameplay trailer popped up showing its lovely head. But the biggest piece of gaming innovation was to be found on the iPhone. Tucked away in this rather unattractive hall was the AR drone, a quadcopter controlled by the iPhone via Wi-Fi. This quadcopter beams back images from its 2 onboard video cameras to the iPhone, and with the software download, we'll also have games to play, demonstrated here in this realistic-ish mock-up. This mix of real life and games looks interesting, so watch out for iPhone quadcopters dogfighting in a park near you soon. Back to our review of Vancouver 2010 now. The game throws down the woolly gauntlet with its challenge mode. Here you must take on a series of events where each one has a certain goal to achieve. The first one is a downhill skiing speed challenge. Hit the launch button at the right time to get off to a good start, then hammer it to build up speed. Once you're travelling fast enough, each second earns you speed points. Bag 1,200 points before the finish line and you've passed. Next up is a 2-man bobsleigh challenge. This is another test of your speed, and once again, a fast start is crucial. Rapidly hit the sprint button to gain speed, and make sure you jump into the sled in time. Reach the target speed of 70 kilometers per hour at any stage of your run, and you've nailed it. The third challenge takes you back to the slopes for some slalom. But what's this? Those pesky kids have built snowmen all over the course. It's not as bad as it seems, though, because each snowman you plough through gives you a 2-second bonus, which will help you get to the finish line within the time limit. Although Vancouver 2010 is most easily categorised as a track and field style button-hammering sports sim on ice, it's actually not a game we'd recommend to fans of the genre pioneered by Konami's arcade classic. The thing is, this sort of title is so far advanced when compared to the old-school games, most of the frantic, wrist-breaking gameplay that made them such fun has been lost. It's good to see that there are online modes so you can test your slippery skills against the rest of the world, but the selection of disciplines is perhaps a little too heavy on the adrenaline-soaked side of things. Curling might look boring on the TV, but who's to say it wouldn't be fun as a video game? Still, if you can't contain your excitement for the Winter Olympics themselves, this one will tide you over well enough. We'll give it 6 out of 10. OK, before we go, a little more action from CES. Meet the boys of Heavy Rain. Ta-ra!
Agent Norman Jaden, FBI.
My name is Scott Shelby. I'm a private detective.
Let me be your fantasy.
Now, if you're looking for rain, dead bodies, and highways, you come to the right place. Does it always rain like this? It rains every fall. Doesn't it do that where you come from?
Lauren Winter. Ring any bells?
Nope, can't say it does.
It's $50.
Oh, that Lauren Winter.
What do you want, a freebie?
The victim is lying on his back.
Put your money on the table. You should take your clothes off. We ain't got all day.
The blood report indicates an advanced and long-lasting state of exhaustion. No visible signs of violence.
Mr. Shelby.
Yeah.
Thanks.